It's nearly impossible to stop slicing the ball if you don't get the swing started correctly. I have a great and simple drill for you that's going to make it very easy to get rid of these two issues that I see. So let's talk about those issues first. Number one is I see a lot of people bringing the hands very much to the inside on the backswing. Now I suppose the reason why a lot of people do that is because they feel like, well, if I bring the club way inside on the backswing, I can bring back the same way in the downswing. But that's not usually what happens. The reason for that is that when we bring the hands really far to the inside in the backswing, our arm really gets pinned to our chest. And when we start to open up in the start of the downswing, our body opening up forces our hands and the club to come over the top. And as we all know, if you come over the top and you cut across the ball, you're typically going to hit a slice if you have the face open. If you have the face closed, you're going to hit a big pull to the left for a right-handed golfer. So what we want to do is actually create space between our chest and our arm here, so that way we can keep our hands and our club back here as we turn into our chest and we're able to get that club shallowing out. So that's the first thing that I see. The second thing that I see, and sometimes these two are combined together, the second thing is the rolling of the face open. So the face gets very, very open as we bring this club up to the top. And it just makes it very, very hard to recover from that open face, and people will tend to instinctually swing over the top to compensate for that, and that gets the path going to the left with an open face. There's your weak slice again. So if we want to start hitting some stronger draws that go farther and are much more controllable, what we want to do is we want to get that face a little bit more closed in the backswing. So when we're rolling the face open, what's happening is our lead arm here is rotating inward like this, and a lot of times our wrist is cupping like that. So you can see if I really rotate my forearm and I cup my wrist, if I do that to the extreme here, you can see how that face is very, very open there. Just makes it really difficult to get that face back closed. There's just so much that has to happen in such a short amount of time that you're just going to tend to swing over the top and hit that big slice. So this great drill really makes it easy to accomplish both of those things really with one thought, and I really like drills like that that kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I call this the logo over the toes drill. And what we want to do is when we bring this club to first parallel, we want to have this logo of the glove pointing out over the toes. I don't want to see the logo of the glove. And if I don't see the logo of the glove, that means that I'm rotating my forearm, right? If I just rotate my forearm like that and point my elbow kind of down toward the ground, you can see how that gets the emblem to where I can't see it. And that gets the club face very close. What I can also do in combination of that is bow my wrist. So if I just have it like this and I bow my wrist, now I can't see the logo of my glove, and you can see how closed that face is. And when I bring it back like that, we don't need to have it that closed, but it's really good to go kind of extreme in the beginning. Hit some big snap hooks in the beginning with that face really closed, and then you'll start to be able to get that path going from in to out and start hitting some really powerful draws. So in the initial stages here, I actually want you to start hitting some big snap hooks to really get the feel for this. So get that really angled down and get the logo is not only to where you can't see it, but I also want that logo kind of out over the toes here. And what that allows you to do is that allows you to create that space between your chest and your arm, so that way when we get up to the top here, now I can turn into my chest, or I can turn into my arm with my chest. Now I can rotate in the downswing and still have that club behind me shallowing out and be able to hit a nice, beautiful draw. So again, we're going to go right here. We're going to pause. We don't want to see the logo of the glove. We want that logo of the glove pointing straight down over the toes. We're going to go up to the top and then swing through into the full finish. I really want you to imagine when you're doing these practice swings that you're seeing this ball start to the right and slinging from right to left for a right-handed golfer. Obviously be different for opposite for a left-handed golfer, but that's why I want you to imagine when you're doing this. All right, so do some more pausing ones. Up to the top, really swing out to the right, feeling like that club face is very closed as you're coming through impact. As you get more comfortable with that, I want you to inch this more toward a fluid swing. So there's no pause right here halfway back. I want you to go really nice and slow and fluid. So if I did that, that would look something like this, where I'm really feeling nice and slow and fluid. And I'm feeling that club swing from the inside with a very closed face. Again, I'm imagining that ball almost like if you imagine the ball was a beach ball and it had all those sections on it that were different colors, that you would see those sections spinning like a draw spin in the air. That's what I want you to imagine is happening as you're hitting this ball. You're just spinning that ball from right to left in the air. As you get more comfortable with that, I want you to ease it up to faster and faster and faster swings, and then work toward hitting a golf ball. So this is going to allow you in the takeaway to get the club in a really great position at the top of the swing that's going to allow you to swing it from the inside and be able to get that club face square and be able to get some really good compression on the ball with a nice, powerful draw. But the next drill I want you to work on is something we call the tennis racket drill. This is what takes you from the takeaway to now the start of the downswing and into impact, so that way you can get these really powerful draws. But if you don't do this first part, it's going to be very difficult for you to do the tennis racket drill. But the tennis racket drill is the next step to that. So if you want to check out the tennis racket drill, I'm going to show a preview of that drill here in just a second. But if you want to see the entire video, all you have to do is click the iCard that's going to appear up on your screen. If you don't see the iCard, no worries. Just click the link in the description below. Play well, and I'll talk to you soon.
Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is, instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it, the flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time, I'm going to be rotating.